What started as a heated trade dispute between the United States and Mexico has turned into a masterclass in political strategy led by Mexico's brand new president, Claudia Sheinbaum. She didn't just avoid a trade disaster, she took the wheel and drove the entire situation in Mexico's favor. While some thought she might falter, Sheinbaum made a move so smooth that even Canada was left behind in surprise. Let's look at the major moves, the behind-the-scenes power plays, and how Mexico sped up when Trump tried to slam the brakes. It all kicked off when United States President Donald Trump turned once again to one of his go-to tactics, tariffs. He threatened a 25% tax on all Mexican imports, everything from car parts to avocados. In the auto industry, that's like tossing a wrench into a running engine. Mexico sends millions of cars and parts to the United States each year, so this move could have shut down assembly lines on both sides of the border. But here's where it gets interesting. Just days into office, Claudia Sheinbaum didn't panic. She didn't respond with outrage or fiery speeches. Instead, she showed controlled strength. She held a huge rally in Mexico City's historic Zocalo Square, not as a protest, but as a powerful message of unity. Her message was clear and bold. We won't give in, we'll respond if necessary, but we choose diplomacy first. While Canada reacted with loud frustration during its own trade tensions with Trump, Sheinbaum stayed calm and focused. Even during a direct call with Trump, her composed tone impressed him enough to delay the tariffs until April 2nd. That's right, Trump paused his plan out of what he called respect for Sheinbaum, a level of respect he never showed to Canada's Justin Trudeau. But while the threat was on hold, Sheinbaum wasn't relaxing. She was quietly preparing her next move behind the scenes, ensuring she was ready for any outcome. While Sheinbaum appeared calm in public, her administration was going full throttle in private. Mexico's foreign ministry began preparing for retaliation in case the tariffs became real. And there was a lot at stake. Mexico exports nearly 3 million cars to the United States each year, making up over a quarter of its total exports. But this wasn't just about showing strength. It was about knowing how to use it smartly and effectively. Sheinbaum's team started connecting with key people in Washington. They quietly formed alliances with United States lawmakers, car companies, and farming lobby groups. Their message was simple but powerful. If Trump pulls the trigger on these tariffs, American industries will take a hit. United States automakers, who depend heavily on Mexican parts and labor, spoke out quickly. They warned that these tariffs could freeze production faster than a locked engine. Farmers also joined the warning, especially from red states like Texas and California, Trump's base. They feared that Mexico would hit back with tariffs of its own, hurting United States agriculture badly. This wave of pressure slowed down Trump's plan. In the end, the tariffs were put on hold, and the auto industry won a temporary exemption. In short, it wasn't just Mexico easing off the gas, it was Mexico learning to steer the whole race. It was actually the United States industry that played a key role in avoiding a direct clash, even as pressure tactics buzzed in the background. Claudia Sheinbaum's personal style of leadership began shaping the public conversation in a very visible way. Before we dig in further, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This helps us reach more auto fans just like you. All right, let's shift into gear and cruise to our next big point. Claudia takes the wheel. Populist strategy meets diplomatic precision. Claudia Sheinbaum's journey, from managing Mexico City to becoming the face of resistance to Trump's trade agenda, has been anything but slow-moving. Her approach blends populist charm with practical decision-making. Even her critics had to admit, she played it smart. And here's the twist. Trump himself complimented her grace and composure. Financial analysts, including those at Barclays, noted that Sheinbaum's calm and strategic tone may actually help both nations avoid a full-scale trade conflict. But while her public leadership caught the spotlight, Sheinbaum's true advantage came from something deeper: how she turned Mexico's core assets, especially energy and immigration, into bargaining power. Strategic moves, energy, migration, and the tariff threat. Claudia Sheinbaum's strength wasn't just in diplomacy. Mexico brought some serious tools to the table in this trade showdown. U.S. refineries rely heavily on oil from Mexico, and the North American fuel network is tightly connected through shared infrastructure. If pushed too far, Mexico suggested it could tax crucial auto parts or halt fuel shipments, actions that could instantly disrupt U.S. supply chains. Migration also became a powerful card. In response to American concerns about fentanyl and border control, Sheinbaum sent 10,000 National Guard troops and increased border enforcement. By February, the data showed a big drop in crossings. But she managed all this while keeping a humane tone, avoiding the appearance of giving in to Washington's demands. She even threw a few clever punches, calling out the role of U.S. guns in cartel violence and poking fun at Google's bizarre relabeling of the Gulf of Mexico. These jabs, though playful, scored major points at home without setting fire to international relations. Then came the warning. If the tariffs stay in place by April 2nd, Mexico is set to reveal its full retaliation strategy on April 3rd. This delay gives room for diplomacy, but it also sends a strong message. Mexico won't just stand by when its national pride is at risk. So, what happens now? We're in a quiet moment. What could be the calm before a serious global clash? Trump's team has sent out confusing signals, leaving everyone wondering whether the tariffs are truly on hold or just temporarily pulled back. Still, Sheinbaum says she's willing to face short-term pain to protect long-term independence. Talks haven't broken down, though. Diplomatic channels are still open, and Sheinbaum continues to work within the USMCA deal to find common ground. But her warning is loud and clear. If they do this again, we'll answer the same way. And that takes us to the final checkpoint. Was this a real victory or just lap one in a much longer race? Claudia Sheinbaum has turned what could have been a full trade crash into a moment of national strength and international respect. Her mix of calm diplomacy, firm tactics, and smart pressure moves won support from both friends and skeptics. But here's the key question. Is this a lasting fix, or just a temporary stop on the road to more tension? With April 2nd around the corner, will Mexico stick with talks or launch its retaliation blueprint? There's a lot on the line. Car supply chains, oil flows, trade partnerships, and regional politics all hang in the balance. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Sheinbaum's strategy will hold up, or is it just for now? Should Mexico keep using energy and immigration as tools for leverage? What could this mean for automakers across the continent? Was Trump's delay a smart move or just hesitation? Is this the future of trade resistance? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up with more vehicle news, trade decisions, and power plays in the auto world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Feel free to check out any of the videos now showing on your screen. There's a lot more waiting for you.